Hey guys, Tim Flag here, and it is a very nice Sunday morning. I am currently on the way up to 7-Eleven, pick up a few things. So, just wanted to do a quick little video for you guys. Alright, so, Civil War comes out in less than 2 weeks, and there's been a lot of people, of course, picking sides. I mean, one of the trailers specifically told you to choose your side. Hashtag Team Captain America. Hashtag Team Iron Man. And so I just wanted to go over what side I was on and give my reasons for it. So me, I'm Team Iron Man. Now, while I haven't completed the entire story arc of Civil War in the comics, I've basically seen how it begins, the reasonings behind it, and obviously Tony Stark's stance versus Captain America's stance. Now, in the comics, they paint Tony Stark as a villain, and so in the comics it's easy to just say, oh, I'm Team Cap, and leave it at that. I mean, he's not really a villain, but he is the primary antagonist for that story arc for a lot of the heroes on Captain America's side. Now, about to cross the street, so want to make sure that there is no terrible car accident on this video today. But getting back, basically we have Captain America in the MCU, and he's like that idealist that, it's black and white with him. He doesn't operate any kind of gray areas. War hero, even before he was a war hero, just a regular guy, but was always, that idealist. And personality didn't change after he became Captain America. Now, over the course of the MCU movies, which there have been 12, Captain America has stayed the same. Now, there have been a little tweaks to his personality, just simply due to the fact that, a lot's happened, specifically pertaining to him in Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron. And so he feels that even though there's been a lot of destruction, a lot of collateral damage, even though definitely innocent people have died, he feels that, the United Nations should not tell the Avengers where and when to fight. We see the line in the trailers, we're not perfect, but the safest hands are still our own. Now, really do love Captain America in the MCU. I mean, I love Captain America in the comics as well, but the MCU version is my favorite. They're very similar, but I think Chris Evans does an amazing job portraying Captain America. Now, on the other hand, we have Iron Man, and again, I'm Team Iron Man. Now, since in the MCU, they've made Tony Stark a much more sympathetic character, and his reasoning behind why he wants the Sokovia Accords to pass are Very understandable. I mean, a lot's happened to him over the course of the MCU, more so than anybody else. I mean, first Iron Man, he becomes Iron Man. Second Iron Man, he is actually against the government. And, you know, in the first Iron Man, he saw that the weapons he was manufacturing in the wrong hands were killing a lot of young people and had the potential to hurt a lot of innocent people, which is why he decided to stop manufacturing weapons. Iron Man 2, he was really thrust into this larger world and saw that there were other people, you know, met Black Widow, had War Machine, just saw that things were bigger. Now, while was brought out in Iron Man 2, he wasn't going to be a part of the Avengers. He, you know, of course, became part of the Avengers. Now, with the way the MCU has been doing their movies, one second, please. With the way the MCU's been doing their movies, we actually get a personal look into the mind of Tony Stark after the Avengers. We had Iron Man 3, which is my least favorite of the MCU movies. I'll just put it like that. And we saw the problems he had. The PTSD he was going through. And we see that, you know, going into Age of Ultron, why he wanted to create Ultron. He wanted to protect the world. You know, he saw that vision that Scarlet Witch gave him of basically complete destruction. All of the Avengers were dead. And so he wanted to do something to prevent that. He wanted to save his friends. He wanted to save the world without his friends having to be collateral damage. Now, those are great intentions. However, we saw how that turned out with Ultron, and there we have it. Now, the thing about the MCU version of Iron Man that I love so much is because he's a person who is willing to admit his mistakes, and even though it may not be perfect, the whole Sokovia Accords, he's able to see that he caused a huge problem for the world in creating Ultron, and that the Avengers need to be checked so that he or the rest of them are not capable of doing that again. Now, I know what you're thinking, you know, Tony started this Ultron thing, it's his fault. Why should everybody be put in check and not just him? Well, because none of these people are perfect. None of them always make the best decisions. And who's to say the rest of them, under similar circumstances, would not do the same? I mean, Bucky, whether or not he is the cause of the big issue in the movie, he has killed a lot of people. Obviously, he's brainwashed. It's not his fault. However, something needs to be done there. Not toward Bucky, not necessarily incarceration, not execution or anything like that, but something needs to be done. However, Cap is so gung-ho about protecting his friend, which is definitely love Cap. I mean, I love Cap. But at what cost? Obviously, Cap's not alone in this. He has a lot of people on his side willing to follow him. But I think That's the brilliance of Civil War. The fact that you can look at both sides, and it's tough. Sometimes I have to find myself questioning. I have to question myself sometimes. Am I really Team Iron Man? Do I really agree with Tony that, the UN should determine where and when the Avengers fight? But, I'm at 7-Eleven. It's right over there. So, I'll catch you guys later. Just a few thoughts. More to come. Please feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave your opinions in the comments, not the comics. And I'll see you guys later. Tim Flag out. Peace.